Live from WTOC, the Southeast News leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Welcome to The News on WTOC Plus. Police responded this morning to a multi-car crash involving a Liberty County school bus that was stopped. Waltowerville police say that the school bus was stopped after picking up two kids when it was rear-ended. The school bus had 13 children and 2 adults on board. No injuries were reported from the bus. The school district confirmed the school bus involved in the crash was bus number 43. The Liberty County School System superintendent released a statement saying they're thankful to report that no students or the bus driver were injured. Students were safely transported to school or picked up by parents. All students are now en route to school. Law enforcement said that the other 3 cars involved in the crash were a Chevy Impala, a Chevy Silverado, and a Dodge Ram. The Impala and the Silverado were stopped behind the school bus when the Dodge Ram hit the Silverado. Waltowerville police reported that the drivers of the car and trucks all sustained injuries. The driver of the Impala and Dodge Ram were taken to the hospital in an ambulance. The driver of the Silverado sustained major injuries and was life-flighted out of the scene. 511 Georgia has reported that all lanes of State Route 119 are now clear. Well, as the Savannah community continues to mourn a teacher killed in an ICE-involved chase that ended in a crash, leaders now say that crash could have been prevented. Now, the suspect, Oscar Vazquez Lopez, made his first court appearance yesterday, and we were the only news outlet there. Now, we weren't allowed to have a camera in the courtroom, but Vazquez Lopez appeared virtually from the Chatham County Jail. He's charged with vehicular homicide and reckless driving. He is staying in jail as the judge did not set a bond for him while he wore a green jumpsuit. Jailers said he was being held for detox due to his behavior. The state opposed bond, saying he was seen by a nearby Chatham County police officer and other witnesses running a red light and crashing into Davis while being chased by unmarked ICE cars with flashing lights. His public defender argues it was potentially an illegal pursuit, and that's why there should be a bond. The issue will be considered down the line at a preliminary hearing. Also happening yesterday, protesters met in Forsyth Park last night following that tragic crash. The Party for Socialism and Liberation held the protest to oppose ICE's presence in Savannah while mourning the death of the beloved Hess K-8 teacher. Some criticized federal officials' response, saying they are disappointed from DHS leadership and Buddy Carter's recent statements. Speakers reflected on Davis's role as a teacher and the overall impact of her death on the community.
Teachers are forced to spend their own paychecks on supplies for students. That's commitment to nurturing the youth. And that is something that I really thought about when I was reading about Dr. Linda Davis. And I knew this was a working class person, just like me, just like my mother. And I knew that I had to step out and protest against this.
Organizers say they want to unite and continue to protest ICE enforcement in Savannah through additional demonstrations, though no additional demonstrations have been scheduled. In state news this morning, jurors will continue to hear testimony of in the trial of Colin Gray in Barrow County. He is accused of giving his son Colt Gray the AR-style rifle that was allegedly used in the deadly Appalachia High School shooting. Niamani Watson with our sister station is outside the courthouse where Day 3 just got underway minutes ago.
Yesterday was another day of pretty emotional testimony from Appalachia High School students recounting the day of the shooting and being shot. Some said they thought they were going to die. The students are minors, so their faces weren't shown. Some students said they suffered from multiple gunshot wounds and talked about having nightmares and seeking counseling for panic attacks after the shooting. Prosecutors also showed a video of a teacher who had also been shot, closing the door to a classroom to protect his students. Prosecutors argue Colin ignored warning signs of his son's mental health, giving him access to the gun they claim was used in the shooting that killed 2 students and 2 teachers. But the defense says Colin did not know his son would carry out a mass shooting and that he attempted to get Colt help for his mental health. Legal expert and attorney John Schiffer says the focus in the trial is about Colin's actions, not his son's.
This is the first time in Georgia a parent is being tried and charged and prosecuted for the actions taken by their child. And the criminal responsibility theory is based on the cruelty to children, in that by allowing his child, Colt Gray, access to these ultra-hazardous instrumentalities when he knew or should have known that was going to lead to harms, that's the criminal action.
Colin faces 29 charges, including murder and cruelty to children. A trial date has not been set for his son, Colt, yet. Reporting from Barrow County, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.
Well, this morning, the man convicted of killing a former University of Georgia law student is in jail awaiting sentencing. A jury found Edric Faust guilty on all charges. Prosecutors said his DNA was found at the scene where Tara Baker was killed way back in 2001. Her apartment was set on fire moments after her death. People with connections to Faust and Baker spoke with our sister station after hearing that verdict.
Justice is the truth, and while this verdict will never bring Tara Baker back, what it will do is remind families all across this state and all across this country that have cold cases that their case can be solved, that DNA can lead to an arrest and a conviction.
You let a man walk free that you know who did this to your daughter. He has his life, now my cousin don't.
Faust is expected to be sentenced tomorrow. He could face the death penalty. Turning now to the search for the missing mother of today's show co-host Savannah Guthrie, which is now on day 18. Law enforcement officials say DNA collected from a glove 2 miles away from her home turned up no matches in the FBI's national database. Investigators are looking into gun purchases in the area as they try to identify the masked armed suspect seen in the publicly released doorbell camera images. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest on the search.
The investigators were back at Nancy Guthrie's house amid a roadblock in the weeks-long search. The FBI says DNA pulled from a glove 2 miles away from the home didn't match anything in their national criminal database or any DNA found in the house. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says they're now turning to commercial genealogy databases.
Evidence takes time to present itself in cases, and it's frustrating and it's tedious work.
CBS News has learned the FBI has been looking into guns purchased around Tucson. This gun shop owner told local CBS affiliate KOLD that an FBI agent showed him a list with several names and pictures to look for, though he says the agent didn't say what the list was for.
I went through all 3 papers, typed in the last names, and nothing showed up.
Authorities are also honing in on the backpack the suspect was wearing in the surveillance video the night Guthrie went missing. It's sold exclusively by Walmart. Pima County Sheriff says the retail giant has handed over purchase records with names.
That might be the only piece of evidence that shows up that can put 2 and 2 together. It could be very significant.
Meanwhile, Facebook parent company Meta is telling CBS News it's offered authorities any assistance as the search for Guthrie drags on. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Well, privacy concerns are growing around video surveillance and AI. It's a topic getting a lot of attention following a Super Bowl ad highlighting a feature of Amazon's Ring doorbell cameras. The backlash led Amazon to end its partnership with Georgia-based Flock cameras. Michael Yoshida breaks it all down.
It's a Super Bowl ad that had some throwing a flag.
I saw it live, and it was one of those, uh-oh moments.
Ring, the Amazon-owned video door company, promoting its search party feature.
One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs.
It should be heartwarming, but a lot of people are reading something very sinister into it.
Ring hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing, but the ad did spark conversations around unwanted surveillance, AI going through and analyzing videos, and how the technology could potentially be used.
There's absolutely...
Why is a Ring competitor even putting out this satire video, highlighting privacy worries and public distrust?
We could find literally anyone, but we only use this technology to find lost dogs.
A lot of this is people speculating about how the technology could be used in the future by a bad actor, rather than necessarily bad behavior that's happening right now.
Ring's founder says the company prioritizes customer privacy, and the application's use is limited.
Right now, the search party feature is literally just built for dogs. So it's built to look for dogs, to tell you if the dog is in front of your house, and then you have the decision to, contact the owner or not.
But experts say concerns over what comes next shouldn't be dismissed.
These technologies are getting so advanced and so sophisticated, we can't just ignore the implications and the risk.
These same things that are treated as privacy risks for some people are actually kind of a feature.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
All right, well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, happening tomorrow on Tybee Island, it's time to flock to the beach for some feathered friends. The second annual Tybee Shorebird Festival will run through Saturday. The free event, hosted by Manomet Conservation Sciences, and the Tybee Island Marine Science Center, celebrates the spring migration of shorebirds that stop along our Georgia coast to rest and refuel. Experts say protecting the birds helps safeguard coastal biodiversity and boosts ecotourism in the coastal empire. People will join guided beach walks, get science training. There'll be online trivia and the family-friendly festival on Saturday with live music. Sounds like a lot of fun. And finally, we are less than 1 month away from one of the biggest celebrations in the hostess city. We're talking about St. Patrick's Day, and this year marks the 202nd St. Patrick's Day Parade. The city of Savannah is gearing up to go green in less than 4 weeks, and Mayor Van Johnson is sharing new details on what locals and visitors need to know if they're planning to celebrate St. Patrick's Day downtown. Mayor Johnson shared yesterday that locals, business owners, and even visitors should sign up for Savannah's mobile emergency alert system. All you have to do is text CEMA, C-E-M-A, to 77295. By signing up, you'll receive important safety information all day on St. Patrick's Day. Adding to that, if you live in Savannah or other parts of the county and sign up now, you'll be opted in for alerts throughout the year, and it is easy to opt out. Just text STOP to that same number. City also works closely with law enforcement agencies across the region to make sure everyone stays safe on Parade Day. Our team spoke with the Savannah Police Department about what they'll be focusing on, and officers shared that they plan to crack down on drunk driving, among other crimes.
We're ready. This is something we do every year. We've gotten good at it in terms of our preparation. Obviously, there are things that are wild cards that we don't control. And so we'll have to prepare for those.
And the parade is set to step off at 10:15 at the Cathedral on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day festivities are already getting started, though, because the Grand Marshal election is taking place this Sunday. So really getting ready, almost ready for the season of St. Patrick's. And with that, we're going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this morning. We'll be back in just about 45 minutes for another round of stories and a look at your forecast this week. Andrew Gorton will join us at the top of the hour. In the meantime, you can check our website for the latest updates at WTOC.com. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and here's Local News Live.